earlier and writing a blog post about having a solitary yoga practice and a private studio, and the way that has influenced and affected my view of yoga and the way that I deal with teaching and the general public. When I started practicing years ago, I took maybe 10 classes at a local yoga studio, enough to have a basic idea of how the poses were physically, so that I wouldn't injure myself. And then I started practicing on my own. Didn't cost anything to do it at home, in my living room, in my apartment. And the benefit to doing poses myself, without a teacher, is that I had to learn to listen to my own inner voice. How did the pose feel? What was going on in my body? I also was able to prolong the amount of time I was in the pose so that I could get the stretch that was just right for me. If I was in Warrior 2, I could hang out for a minute, 2 minutes, however long was needed to get whatever message came out of that particular pose, whatever feeling, sensation came out of it. And over time, I continued to also occasionally take a group class. There was a distinct difference between private practice and group practice, in that when I worked privately, I had to push myself. And in group practice, the teacher would help lead and push me, and also seeing the other students work so hard made me want to work just as hard, if not more, than they did. In group practice and public setting, the teachers would also cover poses that I might not do on my own. That helped broaden my practice. I still vacillate between the two. I have a once-a-week Bikram practice that is my group practice, and hopefully multiple times a week of private practice here in the studio. There are benefits to both. I think you should explore both. That's my advice to you as a yoga practitioner and as a yoga teacher. There are things to learn from everyone. Even teachers or classes that we don't like, we learn what we don't like and why we don't like it. And that's a good thing to establish as well. Part of the reason I've avoided a very large public practice is that there are elements to modern American yoga that I simply don't think are optimal or the most positive. In our studio, we have carpeted floors. We have, it's a repurposed garage that was added on by the owners. The mirrors are recycled, got for free. The only real money that's been put in has been some yoga mats, some pillows, a little bit of paint, some posters, decor. And when people come into the studio from the public in Round Rock, I can often sense that to them it doesn't look like a yoga studio, which may be off-putting. It may not be what they're looking for. People expect an air-conditioned studio that is wood-floored, that is full of mirrors, mandalas, various things. And I've not given in to any of that sense. The studio that I have is functional. I find it aesthetically pleasing. And it also deals with our budgetary concerns. I can charge $10 a class because there's no additional overhead. I can spend an hour and a half with students as opposed to an hour because I've chose to focus on substance instead of facade. It's not to say that wonderful settings, new buildings, wood floors are in any way detrimental to a practice. It's just not our focus. In dealing with money, facade, clients, students, your own yoga practice, what is it that fuels you? When I first started getting ready to teach yoga, I became very concerned because I saw a video with Rodney Yee where he was aligning, adjusting students wearing pretty much what I'm wearing now. And I thought there was no way I could wear something like this and work with students because I was almost naked. It was almost like being in underwear, even though they're trunks. Designed for high yoga practice. And I had to slowly settle into the fact that I was dealing with bodies. We were dealing with a public practice as a teacher. This wasn't solitary anymore. And when you watch these videos at home, you may wonder, why would I wear this? In other words, I could wear a t-shirt and shorts. Well, we don't use any central air conditioning in our home. We have a window unit for our bedroom to sleep at night that we keep on about 77. And that's it. In Central Texas, during the summer months, which is now, we get temperatures that are 100 degrees for 3 to 4 months out of the year. I do not air condition this studio at all. I have fans that blow in summer to circulate air. It gets warm. It's not Bikram warm, it's not 105 degrees. But at the right time of year, when the sun is beating down on this wall, it will get close to 100. And in those temperatures, your muscles are more pliable, more flexible, less chance of injury. And I personally think it absurd to air condition a room so that we can then practice yoga in it. So again, image. Things are not always as they appear. Why do you practice yoga where you practice? And why do you do what you do within your practice? The primary focus of yoga is to lead one into meditation. Ramana Maharshi, I believe is his name, said that the fundamental test, the fundamental practice was to ask, who am I? That practice comes out of meditation, asking, who am I? It's not about image, facade. In American yoga, we think we have to have all these things. Yoga journal, yoga conferences, glitz, glamour, Hollywood. And in India, sadhus are nearly naked in sackcloth and ashes. They live in the woods or caves, jungles. They walk around in nothing but sandals and a loincloth. And I'm not saying that one is right and one is wrong. It's simply that for my own practice and for my own teaching, it's substance first. If years from now I wind up with a fleet of Rolls Royce the way Bikram Choudhury does, then that's fine. That is simply what karma has dealt somehow. If I wind up having to move out of the studio because this home sells and I teach somewhere else, then so be that as well. Having a foundation in solitary practice allows me to deal with public practice in a way that feels more integrated, more whole, more in alignment with my core values and beliefs. And I wish that for you as well in your practice. It's about getting your body ready for meditation. It's about having a long, lean spine and enough physical health so that you can continue that inquiry into who am I. Has nothing to do with credit card payments, fees, how many sessions, how much does it cost. It's not a club. It's about the practice itself. I have taken everything that has been given to me and tried to channel it in a way that's not only healing to myself, but healing to those I'm in relationships with and my students. No image. None. I'll see you again soon on Robert Gardner Wellness.